Hey guys, I don't know about you, I'm sick of zombies. They've conquered television, they've conquered the movies, they've conquered literature, they've conquered Call of Duty. So overdone. So overdone. But that said, when I bought my box of Eldritch Moon, pulled Gisa and Geralf, I couldn't resist. I had to build this deck. So with that in mind, let's take a look at Gisa and Geralf for Commander. Alright, Gisa and Geralf. They used to be two different cards. Now they're the same card. 4/4 for 4 mana, and when they enter the battlefield, they put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard. It's pretty cool because they let you cast a zombie creature card from your graveyard on each of your turns. Pretty neat. You still have to pay the full cost, of course, but it basically turns your graveyard into an extension of your hand, so always cool. And of course, in the deck, I'm going to play the original siblings, just because, even though they're not zombies themselves, they are both wizards, human wizards. She can sack off zombies or other creatures to turn them into a bunch of zombie tokens, small 2/2 zombie tokens. He can exile cards from everyone's graveyards to make one big zombie. So having the two of them together in the deck makes perfect sense to me. And they do have a couple of non-zombie friends. Kalita's Trader Get. He's not a zombie, he's a vampire, but he eats zombies and gets bigger. He's a 3/4 lifelinker, and if he gets bigger, then I'm happier. He also exiles other players' creatures as they go to the graveyard. That while he's in play, of course, so it's pretty cool. I also play Wonder in this deck, because the only thing more frightening than zombies are flying zombies. You can't run from them. And we'll start with the wrap package here. Sol Ring, classic. Mind Stone taps for a colorless, and you can sack it off for a card later. Corrupted Grafstone, because it's pretty easy to have cards in your graveyard. It gives you color mana based on what colors of cards you have in your graveyard. Dimir Signet, Worn Power Stone, Darksteel Ingot. We also have the Dimir Key Ruin and the Dimir Cluestone. They tap for mana, they can turn into creatures or sack themselves off the cards. Pretty cool. We also have a Magnifying Glass for games that go a little longer. Pay 4 to investigate, pay 2 to sack off the resulting clue token to get a card. Not the most efficient, but it ramps you, and it draws you cards, so I find it useful. And because there's some permanents that black and blue are not so great at dealing with, Unstable Obelisk. Some buffs for my zombies. We have the Graft Harvest, gives all the zombies menace. The second ability lets you exile cards from your graveyard to put a zombie token onto the battlefield. I generally don't use it. And how's this for buff? Death Pit Offering. Yes, you have to sacrifice all your creatures when it comes down, but if you manage to get it down when you don't have creatures, somebody wipes the board, you drop that down, and from there on out, all your zombies and other creatures, mostly zombies of course, get a +2/+2 Anthem effect. I'm also playing Skullclamp, by the way, because duh. And Perpetual Timepiece. Tap it, put your top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Pretty cool. You can also pay 2 and exile the timepiece to take any number of cards from your graveyard and shuffle it back into your deck. So anything that you would love to have access to again, you can have it. Card advantage here with the Cemetery Recruitment. You give it to bring a creature back from your graveyard to your hand, and if it happens to be a zombie, you also draw a card. Demonic Tutor just to go get whatever you might need. Buried Alive lets you get 3 creatures from your deck, put them into your graveyard. Deep Analysis. Some cheap card draw if you happen to flip it. And of course, we've got Compelling Deterrence. Compelling Deterrence. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. and they have to discard a card if you control a zombie. You're going to see those words a lot. Discard a card. I have a little bit of a discard sub-theme, more to be disruptive rather than be disabilitating. Another example of that, recoil. Return target permanent to its owner's hand, and then they discard a card. Far and away. It's a fuse card. If you only cast far, return target creature to its owner's hand. If you only cast away, target player sacrifices a creature. Add instant speed. But you can cast both. And it resolves left to right. So you can bounce a player's creature, and then they have to sacrifice something that they have left over. Pretty cool. Sever the Bloodline. I'm playing a bunch of zombie tokens, so of course I want to go a little bit wider. And if somebody else is going wide, well, I can clear out a lot of their tokens with this. And my zombies can attack unopposed. Grip of Desolation. It exiles a creature and a land. At instant speed, it's a little expensive for what it does, but it's come in handy. Army of the Damned, because 13 zombies in one shot, and you can do it twice, of course. And Rise of the Dark Realms, because bring everything back to life under my control. Big game swing in my favor when this comes down. My lands, of course. We're going to have a Burrow Palace in the Clouds. This actually complements my discard theme, because some of my cards make me discard my own cards as well. And if there's stuff in my hand that I really want to keep, if this is around, I can just pop it back to my hand. An all-star in the deck, the Grier Reach Sanitarium. Each player draws and discards a card when you use this, so it's a popular card to have on the field. Everybody loves it. I just get a little more beef out of it than everyone else. Evolving Wilds. The Jukabog, because I'm not the only person who plays Recursion at any given table. This is my answer to them. The Command Tower, of course for easy colored mana. Choked Estuary, tap for black and blue. Dismal Blackwater, black and blue. Also that 1 point of life gain, which actually has made a difference in previous games, believe it or not. Demir Guildgate, black blue. Submerged Boneyard, black and blue again. And Demir Aqueduct. Also running 12 islands and 13 swamps. Now for the main event, the zombies. Because this is what you come to see a zombie deck tech for. These guys. So I threw in a massive golds just for that full art frame. It is so gorgeous. There's no other practical reason to play this card. I'm just doing it because it's my deck. Zombies have been printed throughout Magic's history. It is so easy to find great zombies from pretty much every set printed. And the zombies I have in here are arguably not necessarily the best. I do not own a Sidisi Vizier, Undead Vizier, for example, so I don't play her, and I don't really want to drop the 25 bucks or whatever it is for her these days. A terror back in my early days of Magic, the Shepherd of Rot. Tap it. Each player loses life equal to the number of zombies in play. Doesn't even have to be your own zombies. Weathered Wretch. How's this for graveyard control? Pay 1, blow up any card in someone's graveyard, and he comes out on the cheap. Bone Knitter. Regenerate target zombie. He can morph, but why would you morph him? Mosaic Mummy coming in from Amonkhet. He comes down and each player discards a card. Again, that's pure card advantage for me. Rancid Rats for the 1/1 Skulk and Death Touch. The Death Touch is the most important part, of course. Rotting Rats. When Rotting Rats comes into play, each player discards a card. So again, more card advantage for me. Black Cat. When it dies, target opponent discards a card at random. Don't let this cross your path. Zombie Outlander, just because pro-green. And I'll never cast him for a 6 mana, at least not from my hand. I'm going to cycle him off for an island or a swamp, and that is the Gisa And Zombies. He does have fear though, so he could get it for those last 2 points of damage if you really need those 2 points of damage. Same story here with Twisted Abomination, although at 5/3 and with Black Regenerate, he's a much more viable player on the battlefield as well. Diagraph Colossus enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter for each zombie card in your graveyard, and he generates tokens when you cast further zombies. Perfect fit here. Fleshbag Marauder. He comes in, each player sacrifices a creature, and Gisa And Geralf's like, hey, you can cast him every turn from your graveyard, so there have been games where I've cast him 3, 4, 5 turns in a row. Powerful Sack Outlet, Lentuko Husk, classic card, +2/+2 on sacrifice. Lord of the Accursed, yes, a zombie anthem. +1/+1 on all my zombies, and they can all gain menace with 2 and a tap. Stronghold Assassin, sacrifice a creature, destroy a non-black creature. Fair trade. Prized Amalgam, it's a 3/3, and if he's in your graveyard, you cast another zombie card from your graveyard, he comes back into play for free at the end of turn. Undead War Chief, how's this for anthem effects? +2/+1, and reduces cost of all your future zombies. A powerhouse back in the day and still strong now. Soulless One. I've pulled in a bunch of the big Onslaught era cards, of course. That's when zombies were really at their peak. Power and toughness equals number of zombies in play and in your graveyard. Gravedigger. This is, of course, an older card. I decided to slot in the Amonkhet printing just because of the cool art. And what's nice about him is that he can bring back a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It's a way to get back your Ghoulcaller Gisa or your Stitcher Giraffe if they end up in the graveyard for any reason. Corpse Arger. When it dies, you choose a graveyard and draw cards and lose life equal to the number of creatures in that yard. Good card drawing engine. Crackling Fiend. He comes in and each opponent discards a card. So he's a little heavy on the cost at 4 for a 2/1, but you're eating your opponent's cards with it. Rotten Heart Ghoul. When it dies, target player discards a card. Again, my opponents will not necessarily have empty hands, but they'll definitely have disrupted hands, and that's what those cards here do for me. Liliana's Reaver. A 4/3 Death Touch that can generate more zombie tokens for me. Yes, please. Grey Merchant of Asphodel. A lot of people nickname him Gary. I love the irony of that. And he comes into play. Count up your devotion to black. Each opponent loses that much life. You gain life equal to how much was lost. He's one of the big win cons in the deck, being able to cast him turn after turn after turn. Polluted Dead. He dies, you blow up a land. Very utilitarian, that. Custody Leech, because Monarch rocks. It's a great mechanic, I love it. And on top of that, every time you gain the Monarchy while he's around, and that includes the turn you play him, target opponent sacrifices a creature. Raving Dead, because 2/6 Death Touch and being able to knock off half of somebody's life total, albeit it's a random pick, but very, very powerful, very nasty. Giralf's Masterpiece, big flying creature. Sometimes I'll cast him for 5 from the graveyard, sometimes I'll use that ability to discard the cards. Either way, big flyer. Fraction Delver. You cast him, you get to bring a friend with him. You lose a little bit of life for it, but that's fine. Corpse Harvester. Great search card from the Legions. You pay 2, you tap him, you sack a creature, go get a zombie card and a swamp card from your deck, put it in your hand. Pawn of a Blight, because of the Extort, because of the 2/7 body, and because he's a zombie. 3 good reasons to play this card here. Newscraft Mob, he comes in big, he gets smaller every time his spell is played, but you also get a 2/2 zombie every time a spell is played, so fair trade as far as I'm concerned. And Scourge of Cladnell top, big 6/6 flyer, and he can recur himself on the cheap if you've got some extra zombie tokens or sacrificable creatures lying around. And lastly, and this is where this is probably the most fun card in the deck, Balthor of the Defiled. Exile to return all black and red creatures from all graveyards to play. Now you have to use your own graveyard control to reduce your opponent's black and red creatures. But you know what? That's fine, because you're getting back all of your zombies with this. And that is Gisa and Geralf. So as I mentioned during the deck tech, you can build your zombie deck any way you want. If you want to do repeating Sidisi every turn, you can do that. If you want to go Zombie Lord Tribal, get all the Zombie Lords, all the creatures that give zombies +1/+1, put them all in that deck, do it. If you want to play a Sacrifice Control variant using Grave Pact, Dictative Erebos, you can do that. Heck, you can choose a different commander entirely and start using those new fancy schmancy white zombies. Do that. And what allows the game to have fresh zombies in every set, what allows the game to keep zombies fun that you don't have in every other media, is the fact that in-game necromancy magic exists. And this is a big difference compared to all the zombie-based media we've been receiving over the past decade. Over the past 10 years, it's literally been all about the zombie apocalypse. The apocalypse is coming, and when it comes, the world falls apart. We fight against zombies, we fight against other human tribes. Same old story, day in and day out for the past 10 years. That's not been true of Magic. No matter the plane, Amonkhet, Kaladesh, Dominaria, Innistrad. No zombie apocalypse. Lots of zombies on some planes, fewer on others, but no outright zombie apocalypse. And that's what keeps zombies fresh, fun, exciting in this game. And that's why I was able to build Gisa and Geralf without second thought. So with that in mind, what would you like to see in your zombie deck, be it Gisa Geralf or another zombie commander? Leave a little comment below, let me know what your take on zombies would be, and I'll see you in the next one.